What's going on, everyone? We are going to do a teardown today. Today we're going to do a teardown on a Maxwest N62. If you have one of these and you want to do a screen replacement or a charging port replacement or whatever else you're trying to fix on the phone, we'll show you how to disassemble the phone and how to get into the parts that you got to fix. Just a reminder, when you take a phone apart, you can do more damage than good. So if you're not comfortable with it, you're questioning your skill set, it's always better to leave it to a professional. Just my advice for you guys there, but otherwise, let's take this thing apart. Oh, and lastly, if you guys haven't yet, subscribe. We have a ton more of these teardowns and hard resets coming up, so just an FYI. All right, so the first thing we gotta do is take off the back cover. And there's a little slot here in the corner. You can just put your nail into that and pull back. Take off the back cover. I already removed the battery just to make it a little bit faster, so the battery's gone. And now the next step we have to do is take out all these screws. So let's grab the screwdriver. And I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can kind of see a bit better, and we'll get some of these screws out. Once you get all these screws out, just double check that I didn't miss any. I have a habit of missing one or two here and there. You can start removing the mid-frame and then this bottom one. We're going to start with the top first. It's a little bit, the bottom one can get a little bit tricky, so let's do the top one first. We want to just pry this up a little bit, and it should just come right off. There we go. Boom, that's your camera lens. Don't need that, it's up to the side. Then we have a couple screws here. We got two more screws. Let's get those out first. That way they're not in our way when we go and take more stuff out. All right, now with those removed, we want to unplug all of the connectors. So I'll start here with the main ribbon connector. Oh, sorry guys. I'm gonna grab my little plastic pry bar. And we have this little piece of plastic here so that you can remove that. And then push this up for the power volume flex. And then we have this one other ribbon right over here. I'm just gonna actually grab that, pull this up a little bit. You just want to be gentle so you're not ripping anything. You can rip this. This is just a little heat shield, little cover they put on here. There we go from this side. I'm already trying to pull the board out. All right, peel this back. And we have this one last connector over here. Lift that up. Pull that out. There we go, so that's out. And now the motherboard should come out relatively easily. However, you do have your ear speaker here, and you can see the wires, it's wired in. And these wires are very brittle and they break very easily, so you have to pry out the the ear speaker first. Just be a little gentle. And if you are prying up and you feel like it's stuck or not moving, just wait a second or just take a look again. Maybe you missed a screw or something like that, because sometimes you can bend the board and or damage stuff in the process. So board's already out basically, and then we have this coax that's attached. We'll take that off real quick like that, and then you have your board. And if you want to remove the cameras, I'm sorry, the rear camera stayed in the phone, but the front camera is right there. We'll just unplug that. There's your front camera. And then rear camera, I just honestly just push with my finger and it comes right off. That way you're not stabbing it, and it's just usually stuck with a little bit of tape. We have our power volume button flex over here, and you want to just kind of get in somewhere in the middle, gently between the frame and the part. By the way, it's also a little bit hard to do this with a camera in your face. FYI, did not think it would be as hard as it would be to try to make some of these videos. All right, so let's pull that back. There we go. And the next thing, we're gonna do this bottom part. So I already know this, but I'll tell you guys ahead of time. So when you pull this up, this black portion is actually attached to the loudspeaker, which is then attached to the charging port. So if you pull too rough, you will rip the cables, because like I said, they're fragile, and then you'll either have to solder them together or get a whole new part. So I want to just gently pry up. The other side too, I got that side lifted. That side looks good, okay. And I'll show you guys what I mean in a second. All right, so we got that, and you can see that this is actually already ripped. So I didn't even do that. Why is it like that? So these connecting wires right here, somebody must have gotten here before me. You can see that they are ripped, and this is usually attached to this portion right over here. So if you remove too fast, it will rip off. So that's probably why the loudspeaker doesn't work on this phone. All right, so let's take the charging port out. Pull the vibration motor out and pull this ribbon out. And you can just gently pry up and it should come right off. Should is the key word. And there's your charger port, coax. Like I said, this whole piece is supposed to be connected, and it's not. So my soldering skills are not that great, so I'm not going to fix it. I'm just going to get a new part and replace it that way. But if you are just doing the charging port, you wouldn't have to even worry about this portion up here. You would just do this bottom part, and then you can kind of connect everything back together. So let's see if we get anything left, and that's it. So there's your whole screen frame, and then you can either cut this or save this. Just make sure you don't cut that wire. I usually just kind of rip it off because it's not really necessary. It's useful, but not really necessary. And then you have your screen frame, and you can use this if you're fixing a phone or put a new one on if you're replacing this. So that is how you do a full teardown on a Maxwest Nitro N62. Hope this helps you guys. If you got anything, just comment, and we'll try to get some other stuff up for you. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.